All right, let's switch gears here to politics here at home for a moment. It is official, folks. President Obama does want a second term in office. The president formally launching his re-election campaign this weekend with this video posting. Take a look.
Kind of nervous about it. It's like it's coming. Here it is, 2012, the election.
I think it needs to reflect the changes that we've seen in the last 2.5 years. Then we had an underdog senator. You know, nobody thought that he had a chance. And now he's the president.
That's right. So here we go again. And is it a bit early maybe for the president to be doing this? We'll take a look at that. And what about Republican contenders? He doesn't really have anybody to run against yet. Nothing official anyway. So when are we going to finally get a look at who is officially on the other side? Let's bring in Andrea Tantaros, conservative columnist and Fox News contributor, and Christopher Hahn, former aide to Democratic Senator Charles Schumer and a Democratic strategist. Well, you'll be busy. We'll be busy. The game is on. President Obama has officially launched his campaign. And Andrea, let me start with you. They say they may raise $1 billion, the most expensive campaign effort in the history of this country.
Yeah, it's an intimidating number, and I think they're also pushing it out to intimidate some Republicans. Now, you look at the timing of this announcement, it's not so atypical. George Bush announced his re-election in May of 2003. Right. But look, this is a president who has been accused of being on a permanent campaign since he won back in 2008. I mean, you saw his first address to the nation when he spoke to the country. He actually used the term, we're in this race, and the race was long over. He's also managed to keep a very robust grassroots network, which is he's used to advance his agenda. So I think this guy has been on a very long campaign. This could plague him, Martha, if people believe that he's not focused and he's detached and he's distracted from the issues at hand.
Well, let's talk about the content of this, Christopher Hahn, because when I watched this this first campaign, this video that came out, it's, you know, regular folks. They're talking clearly. President Obama's people know that they need to energize the type of people who came out for him last time around, many of whom may have lost interest. We've seen his numbers fall with independents. We've seen the numbers come down in Ohio. The numbers are down for him in Pennsylvania and in Wisconsin, where Russ Feingold lost an election in the midterms. So they are clearly sizing up their challenge here.
Well, you know, first let me disagree with something Andrea said. I don't believe he's been on a permanent campaign. In fact, Democrats are kind of hoping that he really gets energized, gets out there and starts fighting for what he's done over the last couple of years. I mean, he's done a lot. He's accomplished a lot as president, and the economy has responded by starting to turn around. The stock market is way up. The job market is coming back. This country has produced 1.2 million jobs over the last year, and this president should take credit for that.
No
but
doubt.
You're right. He does have to energize the people who came out and supported him 2 years ago, and he's got to get out there and he's got to start getting them active again, because what we saw in the midterm elections was the conservative wing of this country starting to come out and be energized, where people in the middle and people who are in the working class did not get fired up. So he's got to get out there. And as a Democrat, I'm excited to see him out there defending what he's done, because I think a lot of what he's done has helped this country recover from one of the worst economies since the Great Depression.
I hear you. So he needs someone to run against. That's going to be a little bit of an issue. Let's take a look at the Real Clear Politics polls that show some of the top contenders that are out there right now, and get your thoughts on that, Andrea, and then we want to get Christopher's thoughts on it as well. Mike Huckabee's at the top with 20%. We know he also won a South Carolina straw poll by county over the weekend. Romney's at 18%, Palin at 13%, and it goes down from there. And then, you know, let's just for conversation's sake throw in this as well. This is a poll that would have him against Chris Christie, who swears up and down he's not running, but he's the only one who has any sort of significant margin against the president at 40%, Andrea.
Yeah, it's way too soon. I mean, the GOP field is wide open. But you know what? I'm okay with that. Because when you declare very early, you also open yourself up to a lot of scrutiny. I mean, this president, he wishes, Barack Obama probably wishes that someone would emerge as a front runner. But I'm okay with that. I'd rather have the GOP be wide open and not have the Democrats train their sights on somebody. And look, Chris was right. The enthusiasm is firmly on the Republican side this time around. Barack Obama's supporters, even the youth, half of the youth surveyed in a Harvard University poll said, yeah, I don't know if I'd vote for him again. So he has real work to do with his base.
All right, let me just, I have like 10 seconds, Chris. Just a quick thought on the Republican field.
I got to tell you that enthusiasm was on display last week when 200 Tea Partiers showed up for their rally. But when I look at the Republican field, I see a bunch of minor leaguers going against the president, who is an all-star. That's their biggest problem. Enthusiasm aside, who are they going to get who can compete with Barack on a national stage?
Chris, if the Democrats are as
Romney and
hyper,
Huckabee are regional candidates.
Hey, Chris,
at best.
Martha,
Regional
if the Democrats are as hyperactive as Chris this morning, if they had just as much coffee as he did, they might actually be okay.
Chris, thanks for bringing that energy to the table. We like that.
Cup.
Christopher Hahn, thank you so much. Andrea Tantaros, we're going to have a lot of these conversations as we get closer, but here we go, right?
Mm-hmm.